Sweeties, how are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sing or Cimnanya. If this is your first time of coming across this channel, sweetheart, kindly smash that subscribe button and turn your notification so you are notified each time I upload. And please give this video a thumb up. I appreciate you all so much, and I am saying a very big shout out to every one of you for all the love and support you are showering me here with. I am truly grateful, and you are super sweet. Thank you so much. So today we'll be talking something very important. It's actually about a question they asked this man. He said they asked him, racism against white people does not exist. And he went further to say that, do you believe that he believed that, racism against white people exists? Why? Because he had an encounter, or he had like something that changed his life. A black man who actually slashed his hands and all that. And yeah, let's get into it. He said he almost took his life while calling him the white devil. And then he decided to show us a video and refused to put the part where he was being read to deceased to the person that slashed him. And it was in the process of him being read to deceased to the black man, and the black man was having a mental breakdown and the rest of it. So the black man decided to show him what red and cis people do, right? And it was after that, the whole thing, eventually the man was sentenced. And this man, internet don't even joke most times. The internet straight up pulled out this man's record. Why? Because at 16 years, he actually opened fire in school. He opened fire in school. And then why that happened? They all started saying that he was having a mental breakdown. You know when it is that when something happens to them, they always have an excuse for whatever they are doing. But when it is a black person, there is nothing like excuse for the black person. You face what you are supposed to face and the rest of it. He was being all emotional, and he is depressed and the rest of it. The whole video is just something I cannot wait to roll so you all can see for yourself. And I absolutely want to read all your comments. Let me know what you all think in the comment section. And straight out, before we get into this video, I want all the white people watching it. Black people cannot be raised to deceased to your prejudice. They can, but they cannot be raised to the sea because they do not hold that power. They do not have that power to be raised to the sea to you. So let's get into this.
Do you believe that people can be racist against a white person? I do, and so does the man who attacked me with swords. He almost took my life while calling me the white devil. And I'm even going to show you a video clip of him telling police that he did so for racist reasons. Now, let's look at the definition of what racism is. Racism is prejudice or discrimination against somebody or some group because of their racial or ethnic group. Now, it does say typically one that has a minority or marginalized group, but it says typically because oftentimes it's directed towards the minority, but it can be directed towards the majority. And as a straight white male in American society, I get it. I have a lot of privilege. I don't face oppression. I don't have systematic racism towards me. I'm just saying that in this one instance where a man tried to end my life, he didn't know anything about me. We didn't know each other's names. He didn't know about my past. We didn't have some big argument blow up. He was arguing with somebody else, called them the white devil. And then me and some coworkers said, hey, you can't be using that term around here. Please just relax. De-escalate the situation. He took an issue with me because my coworkers were black. He didn't care what they were saying. He was upset that I was addressing him. And he would then start calling me the white devil. And after trying to de-escalate it, and after a while, I had to ask him to leave. And then he attacked me while calling me the white devil. So here is him in his own words saying he attacked me for racist reasons.
The dude said I was saying something racist, so I showed them what racism is. Yeah,
John Romeo, is this you? Yeah, very interesting take, considering your own history. Is this you also, John Romeo? When you were 16, and you took your backpack and a pump-action shotgun to high school and opened fire? Yeah, on a Monday morning. You managed to strike a high school teacher before the principal tackled you from behind. Is that you? Now, I think it's interesting, John, that your take on this was that Mr. Mason, the man who slashed you with the swords, must have been a racist, when in your situation, after you carried a gun into a high school, shot it up, and wounded a teacher in the process. That your actions were not based upon the fact that you were a psychopathic monster, but a mental health issue. See, here's the thing. Even before they had done a complete investigation into your motives, because you couldn't have just been your garden variety, sociopathic, a maladjusted teenager on a killing spree. No, that couldn't be you. They were already making excuses for your behavior by saying that you had mental issues. They described you as an emotionally disturbed young man who was being treated for problems ranging from depression to anxiety, or just a typical day in the black community. They were already doing this. And you all can pause and read the rest.
A lot of people know me for this, surviving a sword attack 7 months ago when I worked at a homeless shelter.
See, myself, I work with those who happen to be homeless all the time. And I do realize that some of them experience mental health issues. So for you to say you were working at a homeless shelter at the time, and the first issue you ran to was racism in that attack and not maybe an underlying mental health issue, I find quite interesting. Now, since you were able to play that partial clip from the police body cam footage, what doesn't say what you said it said either, but we'll address that in a moment. You must have also known that Mason was reportedly well known to law enforcement for having a prolific history of mental health episodes. You did see that also, right? But your take was that the man experiencing homelessness with a history of mental health episodes must have been being racist towards you instead of having a mental health episode, even though the lead up to that mental health episode was quite evident in the argument he was having. Now, on to this clip.
Oh, here is him in his own words saying he attacked me for racist reasons.
Can you, well, the dude said I was saying something racist, so secure that? I showed him what racism is. Yeah, can you just...
Yeah, that's not what he said. Not at all. And I know you also have this part of the video where he says, yeah, I chopped him up. Mason allegedly said several times in documents, he was disrespecting me. He's down there all chopped up, said I was racist. Now here's a struggle I need you to pick between these. I need to know that you leave that part out of your video on your story time on this situation because there was no video of him saying that, or did you leave it out because he was lying and you didn't call him a racist?
As a straight white male in American society, I get it. I have a lot of privilege. I don't face oppression. I don't have systematic racism towards me. I'm just saying that in this one instance where a man tried to end my life.
So it's racism and not mental health in this one case, right? But in this one case, it couldn't have been that you were a narcissistic sociopath suffering from a borderline personality disorder. No, you were just having a bad mental health day, right? Now, Mr. Mason was sentenced to 25 years in connection with the attack on you. While you, who took a pump-action shotgun to a high school, was charged with the same charge that Mr. Mason was charged with, and you received 20 years and was released in 15 for good behavior, of course. And let's talk about privilege for a moment. I see that you are invited to different places to speak on your experiences as a school shooter. Can't make this shit up. Do you think that when Mr. Mason gets out of prison, that he will be invited around to talk about his experiences slashing a former school shooter? Asking for a friend. Just asking for a friend.
So this is all I got from this video. Like, how is he going to be invited? Now you see all the white privileges and all that, and they still want to sit down or sit back and deny the privileges and all that. Then let's get into the main gist. I mean, he actually was being read to the seas to the man that slashed him. It was after him. Okay, the man also had a mental problem, like, was having mental breakdown and all that. And the fact that they always do not accept the fact that Black people also go through mental breakdown and the rest of it, right? He as a white person got the privilege. Like they say, he was emotional, going through depression, going through a mental breakdown. Like, it is always like that. When it comes to a white person doing something, it is always depression, it is always anxiety, it's always they always look for something to call it. But when it's a Black person, I mean, you are on your own. And this is something that each time, like, things like this come up, and I am like always thinking, what do they always think? Like, they think Black people don't go through mental episode, mental breakdown and the rest of it. I mean, that is how they see it. And he also tried to lie about what the man, because the video, the man said that he was being read to the seas to him, and then he decided to show him when someone is being read, like what they do. And now you see, he was invited like all over to come and talk about his experiencing a shooter, and they are asking him to come and share his experiences and all that. I mean, it's really amazing. But then I love TikTok. I love internet. Internet don't lie. I mean, it is amazing how they dug up that shooting part, because if, like, if he probably did not do his research, I wouldn't have known that he did something horrible while in school at 16. And even at 16, what was he doing with guns and all that? I mean, it's just really amazing, crazy how American laws are just like kind of nasty. I don't know what a 16-year-old child will be doing with gun. And why should a 16-year-old even have gun to start with? I mean, the whole thing is just all messed up, but then it is what it is. This is what I am going to draw the curtain. Thank you all so much for the support, and see you all